Okay, so this is the passenger side. The tie bar right here, this little ear extension should be going straight out to the side just like it was on the driver's side. This is going to have to be bent back. The hole where the impact bar mounts on, this is like domed inward, and the bottom part of it's kind of rounded up under. So this is all going to have to be bent back straight as I can possibly get it. It doesn't have to be super critical perfect, but as good as I can get it. And I think I'm going to start by bending this ear back out of the way. And obviously I can't pull on it with my own strength, so I've got to come up with something that is going to bend this back as best as possible. Okay, and I'm sure there's probably a better way of doing this, but this is about the best I could come up with you know, the limited tools I've got. Once again, I'm not a body guy. I'm just a DIYer doing it the best way I can with the tools I've got. So if I get some adjustable wrenches on here and a couple points, I'm thinking that this is going to give me the leverage to be able to pull this ear back, and I'm going to go ahead and start doing so. We'll see how we do. See how we can get it. It's coming. I'm getting it. I'm starting to pull that sucker back. Once again, a little unorthodox using tools like this, but hey, it's what I got. Okay, on the very end with my little down and dirty crescent wrench trick, I did get it pulled back, but it's not straight. I knew it wasn't going to be straight. It's kind of like cupped in here in the middle. And if I come around to the edge, if you can see it, where the ear is down here in the frame, this was over a little more. I took a screwdriver and pried it back, but I'm going to probably have to beat on the back side of this with a hammer to get this straight, so that it'll start to straighten this part out, which really isn't any big deal because this doesn't define anything on the car. It doesn't adjust anything, doesn't hang anything. You know, once again, the front nose is going to be bolted to the impact bar, which is going to bolt to these points left and right on the car. Just going to move some things out of the way here. There's a ground right here on the, set that all down. Let's see here, those star washer fall out. Yep, sure did. Okay, we got a star washer, ground. Take this bolt out for the horn. There's our wiring for the side, and I'm just going to move all of this off to the side as best I can, so it's not in the way. In the nose, y'all go. Alright. Okay, now I got a lot more room here. I'm going to try to bend these tabs back first before I start trying to pound anything on the tie bar itself. So that's going to be my first objective, is to beat these back straight. I bought a set of body hammers and dollies, this whole little kit here from Harbor Freight, and we'll see how these are going to work out. If I can make it work with this. Although the doubled up metal, I'm thinking I probably should be hitting with a sledge, which I don't have. We can get one if need be. Time to get whacking. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, this is not getting the contact I want, it looks like. Maybe try something different. Try a regular hammer, I guess. Yeah, I can kind of get that in there. It's weighted more at the end, the regular hammer. kind of need to beat this pretty darn hard, whereas I guess these little ones are more your finer finesse. I'm gonna come in here with a extension. Yeah, I can probably pound it how I need it to go. It'll probably want to go, hopefully. We'll see. At least that's my thought. I don't know. We don't know what we're doing here. We're just trying to do this the best we can, is all. Whatever. Right? Are we getting it out? Are we making it look better? Or are we just fucking around here? Well, after beating on it for about an hour or so, I got it fairly straight. I mean, it's never going to be perfect, but at least the tabs I got bent back straight. When we look down the side, I was able to get that pretty much straight again. This was kind of bowed this way. Let's take a look at the front here. It's not going to be perfect. You know, once again, the front end bolts to these two, and this over is just really doesn't do anything. And then I'll just come in with some of our paint and just give it a little dusting. After a quick shot of paint, I'm really surprised because you can almost barely tell that this was ever even mangled in the first place, which is just the way I like it. And to be perfectly honest, on one of the ears, one of the spot welds broke on the top one and on the side. There are 7 of them, so there's 5 more, plus it hooks into the hood hinge here, so there's no worries there. You'd never know that unless I told you that, but for me it's not worth to bring in a welder who, you know, wants to charge me whatever, a couple $100 just to show up to my door to do 2 pinch welds on that. So I'm going to leave that alone and call that a wrap. I mean, that looks great from the back. I'm surprised I could get it looking that good. Here, I'll come up to the front. If I catch the right angle, you might see a few little dimples in it, but for the most part it's good. And I'm happy with the way this turned out. I mean, it was some banging on it for about an hour or so, but I got her done. This is all the hardware off the front end, off the bumper, everything, all the little clips, screws, nuts and bolts and whatnot. And some of them are pretty well rusted kind of up. These are, you know, probably was one of the ones off the belt molding. So I found there's a trick where you can kind of just put them all like in a container. I'm just going to use a water bottle, and if I can get them all in there one by one. I'll get them all in there slowly but surely. You get the idea. I'll get them all in here, and then we're going to use some apple cider vinegar. Strange, huh? I had to look that up, but that's what it says to use, apple cider vinegar. And in about a day of it sitting in here with that, it's gonna eat all that rust away, and hopefully these are gonna look new again. So once I get them all in here, we'll swish them around and see what it does. Okay, let's fill her up, Buttercup. Oh, smells pretty. You want it so it covers them all. It's not quite covering. Okay, that's plenty. Okay, and then I'm just going to cap this up. Swish it around. Okay, so we'll leave this alone for 24 hours. and let's come back and see what it does. Well, I let these nuts and bolts sit in here with the vinegar for 2 days. I was going to do it yesterday, but I didn't feel like it. So today, I dumped it out, put some water in here, rinsed it probably about a half dozen times. Let's see how these turned out. Well, some of them are still a little rusty, but not bad. Not bad. I mean, this sure took off quite a bit. Even on these clips were really rusty. They probably will rust again anyways, but at least they're kind of clean here. Alright, just want to kind of get them dried off. I'm going to go get some WD-40 and give them all a nice coating of that, and then put them in a bag. Some of these ones that were really rusty, I'm just kind of going through them and giving them another little wipe. You can see it's still coming off. But after using the vinegar and then a little shot of WD-40, some of these ones that were, well, pretty well rusted. I mean, this is one of them here. It's not that bad. Still got a little bit on there, but like I said, I'll just go through it and get the worst of them. And then I'll just store them away in a Ziploc bag till I'm ready to use them. Let some of this air out. It came out pretty well. It came out pretty good. Not perfect, but a heck of a lot better than it was.